All right, guys, another incredible day over Loudoun County. Beautiful morning. Did you know back in 1960, a group of young female aviators went through the exact same physiological test that the Mercury Astronauts went through? It's a fascinating story. I'm here with Phil Rogers, and he's got a little piece of history that we're flying in. Yep. Phil, welcome to the chat. And if you don't mind, I'll take the controls.
Your controls.
I have the controls. And why don't you tell us a little bit about what has become known as the Mercury 13.
Tower, Grumman 5880 Lima, holding short runway 35, ready for departure.
So, the Mercury 13 was a group of 13 female pilots back in the 60s that were part of a space program, and they had gone through all of the medical examinations and very rigorous medical tests to qualify for the space program. Every one of them, 13 women, passed it, and they actually got telegrams telling them to report to another military installation for some preliminary flight training, and sometime between that, the time they finished their physical and their flight training began, they got notified that the program had been canceled. It turned into a big political thing. They interviewed existing astronauts, John Glenn, others, and that frankly weren't for it. They weren't really a proponent of them doing that. And because back then it was like a man's world. They didn't want women flying, much less going to space. They thought they should stay home and raise kids.
Right.
And it's a fascinating story. Netflix has a documentary out about them called The Mercury 13.
Right.
And one of the ladies of that group, her name is Nora Jessen, and she was a pioneer in the aviation industry when that program was canceled. She ended up becoming a test pilot and demonstration pilot for Beachcraft. The first 3 Beachcraft Musketeers that came off the line in late 62, early 63. She flew one of the 3. There was another female pilot that flew one and a male pilot that flew one. And they flew these brand new, off-the-line Musketeers to all 48 contiguous states, doing test and demonstration flights. They were truly test pilots. In the first year, they made, I believe she said, 80 airframe improvements based on things that they found, problems that they found. Everything from horizontal stabilator problems to radio problems to you name it. There was a list. She's written books. Several books. One's called Fabulous Flight of the 3 Musketeers. I have that one. Signed copy, thank you. And
what a woman, holy cow.
Yeah, so she was pretty neat, and this was her airplane.
All right, so full circle now, and that's really neat. We're actually flying her airplane. Tell us about the airplane.
So, I wanted to fly all my adult life. I could color vision issues. Military wouldn't give me a license. They didn't think I could do it, so I kind of put it on the back burner.
Right.
My son, after 12 years in the National Guard, 2 combat deployments, and being a cop for 6 years, wanted to change his life and do something that he felt was more in line with his goals. And he went to flight school. And became a commercial airline pilot. He's flying for Piedmont now. But he called me up one day and said, "Hey, Dad, I found out that you can still get a license. They'll just put a limitation on your medical. You can't solo at night. You can fly with another pilot, a CFI at night, whatever. You just can't solo at night." So
that's fine.
He said, "So get off your rear, start taking lessons." And so I did. And after I got my license 3.5 years ago, I started looking for a plane. I got tired of renting, paying somebody else's plane payment. So I joined the Beach Aero Club. The president of the Beach Aero Club is local. His name is John Persinger. He has a Sundowner. He keeps in Manassas. And he told me about Nora Jessen, and he told me about this plane because she was selling it due to medical. She's getting up in years, and her vision isn't what it was.
How old is she now?
She's 86, I believe.
Holy cow. Yeah.
Her husband is in his 90s. He flew B-29s. He's still living. His health is failing, unfortunately. But the stories those two people have are absolutely amazing. And
so where was this airplane? This was out west, right?
So she lives in Idaho, in Boise, Idaho, and I managed to get out there. They did a lot of work to make sure it was airworthy before I bought it. Phenomenal people. My son did his ATP written in Dallas and flew up to Idaho to help me fly it back to the East Coast. And him being instrument rated, and I'm not at the time anyway, and I'm going to start on that here soon. But he was a big help in helping me fly it back from Idaho. His skills came in handy a few times due to weather issues, and
I bet.
Absolutely phenomenal experience. And I've been in the process of getting this plane restored since then. It's got a new paint job. Panel's been redone.
How old was the plane? So
the plane's a 1968 Beachcraft A2324 Musketeer Super 3. It's a factory fuel-injected Lycoming IO360, 200 horsepower with a constant speed propeller. It's one of few planes that have the third row seat in the back. They consider it a child seat with a well to put your feet down in. I probably wouldn't put kids back there unless you want to punish them or something, but it's been an amazing plane. The engine's got under 600 hours on it. But it's got a brand new paint job, and I feel very fortunate and blessed to have this plane. So
you know what? It's a beautiful airplane, Phil. Flies great. Really light on the touch. A lot of fun flying, and I love the history of it. I mean, it's and you've got Nora painted on the tail, right?
Yeah, her name is Nora Jessen, and I named the plane Nora after her, and put it on the tail as kind of a tribute to her her legacy and the incredible contributions she's made to aviation in general and female aviators in general. She's been president of the 99s. She was actively involved in other women's aviation organizations for many, many years. Still is. She's still active in the aviation community. She just can't fly by herself anymore, unfortunately. It was a tough pill to swallow, she said. She flew for 60 years, and,
breaking ground, though. Pretty fascinating.
Yep.
This has been a great talk, Phil. Really appreciate you inviting me out to fly the airplane with
Absolutely.
you and tell the story about Nora and her groundbreaking efforts there in the early 60s to become an astronaut. Obviously, we all know that Sally Ride ended up becoming the first NASA astronaut in space, and that ended tragically, obviously.
Yep.
But people like Nora broke ground for her to make that possible.
Absolutely.
So check out the Netflix movie, Mercury 13. Nora's written a couple books, and we think you'll find it a fascinating story. Thanks for inviting me out.
Absolutely.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.